Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out from Russia to share with you. So, we've got a major report to go over that says that Russia is in secret talks right now to send the P-800 Oniks anti ship cruise missiles over to the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Now, we talked about this months back. I think it was sometime back in July or something like that. Apparently Vladimir Putin was preparing to send these over. Now, there was no confirmation of them being sent, but Vladimir Putin at one point several months back was warning the West that they would start arming Western enemies in response to the West arming Ukraine. Okay, so because Ukraine's using HIMARS and ATACMS and whatever missiles and weapons that are being sent over to Ukraine, that Russia wanted to respond in kind by arming enemies of the West, including the Houthi rebels of Yemen, who have basically shut down the entire shipping lanes of the Red Sea heading on up to Israel. Okay, and if they were to get these P-800 Onyx anti-ship missiles, it would definitely give them much greater capabilities to strike more ships. I think we would see a complete shutdown of the Red Sea. I think it's highly likely that that would happen if they were able to get enough of these, as these are very accurate cruise missiles and very devastating. If they get their hands on these, they will be able to strike a lot more ships than what we are seeing right now. Many of the ballistic missiles that they fire currently, not all of them strike ships. A lot of times they miss, is what's being reported. So if they end up getting these, it could be very devastating for the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. And I'm sure that the United States is worried about this. Is also at the same time they've got their warships down there. Would they be able to defend from these attacks? Who knows? Okay, so I want to talk some more about this today. We'll also have video footage showing you guys this thing in action, also similar to the video you're watching here. So let's hop on over to the Moscow Times just for a moment. We're going to talk about this article here. It says Moscow in secret talks to supply missiles to Iran-backed Houthis. This originally coming from Reuters. Just came out today. Today's date is September 25th, 2024. It says here Moscow has been secretly negotiating the delivery of anti-ship cruise missiles to Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi militias, Reuters reported Tuesday, citing anonymous Western and regional sources. Russia is negotiating with the Houthis for the transfer of the P-800 Yakout supersonic anti-ship missiles, a Western intelligence told Reuters. The talks are reportedly brokered by Iran, though Tehran seeks to avoid direct involvement. A senior U.S. official suggested these negotiations are linked to Western actions in Ukraine, implying Moscow's interest in supplying arms stems from potential Western support for Ukraine to strike deeper into Russian territory. So, just like I mentioned earlier, the main reason why this is even being discussed is because the West providing support for Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin previously threatened to arm other nations with similar weapons if the West provided Ukraine with long-range arms. The Yakout missile, with a range of 300 kilometers or 186 miles, can fly just above sea level at twice the speed of sound, making it a significant threat. Experts said its deployment would alter regional security dynamics, especially given past Houthi missile strikes that disrupted Red Sea shipping. So you see how dangerous this missile is if it ends up down in the hands of the Houthis, as the U.S. basically won't be able to defend from these attacks. It'll be very difficult for them to defend the ships that are still trying to transport through the Red Sea. A large majority of the Red Sea has been shut down already, but there still are some ships trying to head through here, and we just reported some attacks probably like in the last month down in the Red Sea. It says here Russia's reportedly held at least 2 meetings with the Houthis in Tehran in 2024, with more talks expected. Houthi spokesman Mohammed Abdel Salam denied knowledge of the discussions, while U.S. officials have expressed concern to Saudi Arabia and Moscow, Reuters reported. The Saudis are alarmed, we are alarmed, and other regional partners are alarmed. A U.S. official was quoted as saying, emphasizing the potential for the Houthis to escalate disruptions in the Red Sea. In July, the Wall Street Journal, citing U.S. intelligence, reported that Russia might be planning to deliver anti-ship missiles to the Houthis. According to the newspaper, Washington launched a confidential push using an undisclosed third country to stop Russia. Okay, so we'll see if Russia ends up sending these things over to the Houthis, but it's definitely looking dangerous. I mean, if they end up getting these, it's going to definitely create a lot of tension down here in the Middle East. while at the same time we're already having major tension. The Houthis have already struck multiple ships. We've had people even, unfortunately, injured and killed in some of these attacks that we have reported just a few months back, earlier this year. So I wouldn't be surprised. This is also in response to the reports that Ukraine could potentially get the permission to strike inside of Russian territory. This could also be the reason why we're seeing that. It would not surprise me, but definitely a very dangerous situation that we are walking into if the Houthis end up getting a hold of these. So also now we're gonna jump over here to X for just a moment. I want to show you guys this video footage from the Russian embassy in South Africa. Okay, this came out in September 26, 2018. It says here, Russia successfully test fires its supersonic anti-ship cruise missile P-800 Oniks, also known as Yakont, launched from Bastion coastal missile defense system deployed in the Russian Arctic. Hashtag Russian defense. Okay, so it's just a minute and 16 seconds long. Take a look at this video. This thing's pretty crazy in action. All right, so you can definitely see how fast this thing flies and also how low it flies to the sea level. Okay, so this will be very difficult for anybody to shoot this thing down, and considering how quickly it flies too, it's definitely going to strike a lot of ships if the Houthis end up getting their hands on these, and we'll see if that happens. But as we can see, a very sophisticated system that the Houthi rebels could potentially get hold of. Okay, so I'm going to follow this story very closely, see if we get more updates later on in the future. And maybe we'll hear that Russia is definitely sending these over, but more escalation happening over here, guys. And this is more signs that, we're definitely going to see a major war erupting over here at some point, especially in the Middle East. And then also, look at all the U.S. warships that are over there in the Middle East right now. I mean, there's already a huge potential of a war that could break out over there. And the U.S. could definitely get involved. Okay, so I just wanted to share some of these updates here with you today, let you know what's going on over here with Russia, what they're preparing to do to send the P-800 Oniks anti-ship cruise missile, also known as the Yakont. Okay, so let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.